Here we go!
Welcome to the Nintendo Power Zone, and this is your 16-bit news, a segment dedicated to bringing you the best Nintendo-related topics in 16 minutes or less. This is a powered-up version of our 8-bit news segment, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So for our first story, Pokemon fans give a title to their anger. During last week's E3, Pokemon producer Junichi Masuda revealed that only Pokemon available within the Galar Dex will be transferable to Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, utilizing the upcoming Pokemon Home service. This has led to fan outrage, with Pokemon fans downvoting the Treehouse Live segment on YouTube. At the time of this recording, the likes to dislike ratio is 19,000 likes to 68,000 dislikes. Well, it seems the masses have given a name to personify their feelings. Dexit, a play on the term Brexit, which stands for British Exit, which is a referendum that could see England leaving the European Union. Dexit refers to the potential mass exodus of Pokemon from the latest games in the series. Personally, I find the name Dexit to be artificially clever and potentially insensitive to the people who could be affected by Brexit. But feel free to give your thoughts here in the comment section. We'd love to know what you have to say on the matter. Moving on to our second story, a Chinese company may have given us our first look at a redesigned Nintendo Switch. Chinese accessory manufacturer and retailer Hanson may have given us our first potential look at a Nintendo Switch Mini, an often rumored iteration of the popular dual console. The leak comes from a retail listing which shows a radically redesigned version of the tablet, which features non-removable Joy-Cons and a traditional D-pad in the place of the arrow buttons on the left-hand side of the screen. The system sports a somewhat sleeker design and has removed the bezel around the screen. The leak, however, does not give us an in-depth look at the potential console's functionality. Neither Nintendo nor Hanson have commented on the leak, but keep in mind iPhone designs have been leaked in a very similar manner in the past, so there may be some credence to this leak. As always, please take any rumor or leak we report on here at the Nintendo Power Zone as nothing more than rumor unless Nintendo confirms the information for themselves. Moving on to our next story, on Monday, June 17th, Nintendo gave us our first look at Dr. Mario World, a free-to-play mobile version of the popular puzzle game with some notable differences to its console counterpart. Personally, I would describe the gameplay as a cross between Dr. Mario and Candy Crush. The game will feature unlockable doctors such as Peach, Luigi, Toad, Yoshi, and Bowser, who's gone from kidnapping to malpractice. The game will launch with 5 worlds, with more worlds coming via updates. The game is available for pre-release on iOS and Android devices and will launch on the 10th of July. Notably, the game will not launch on certain platforms in some countries and will not be made available at all in Belgium. This is most likely being due to the fact that Belgium has placed a ban on loot boxes in video games. No word if this ban has also affected the upcoming Mario Kart Tour. For a full list of which platforms will support the game, please refer to Nintendo.com. And for our last story, producer Eiji Aonuma gives details as to why Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel. In an interview with Kotaku, Aonuma stated the following: "When we released the DLC for Breath of the Wild, we realized that this is a great way to add more elements to the same world. But when it comes down to technical things, DLC is pretty much data. You're adding data to a pre-existing title, and so when we wanted to add bigger changes, DLC is not enough, and that's why we thought maybe a sequel would be a good fit." As a follow-up question, the Kotaku interview asked if the sequel was originally planned as DLC, and Aonuma stated, "Initially we were thinking of just DLC ideas, but then we had a lot of ideas and we said, this is too many ideas, let's just make a new game and start from scratch." The Breath of the Wild sequel ended up being the biggest surprise at this year's E3, and even members of the press who had been given early access to the E3 Direct weren't aware of the development of the game until the Direct was officially broadcast. Well guys, that's going to be our 16-bit news for the week of June 17th, 2019. If you guys like the content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Nintendo Power Zone. And if you're a fan of the Nintendo Power Zone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio. But if you want to watch the show live, you got to catch us right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Nintendo Power Zone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, stay fresh. Deuces.